Hello friends, Marcy here. As mentioned in my last video, I wanted to do a comparison with the A5 Filofax Malden and the A5 Gillio Campagna. So right away, if my screenshot is good here, I'm in an odd angle. I'm trying to get everything in here, and I want to use my quilting mat to show some of the measurements. But right away, you can tell a difference in the box. The Filofax has a square box, and the Gillio, boy, I was getting those two together. The Gillio has like a rectangle square shape. So stacked on top, let me turn it this way. We can see just the shipping box is 1.5 inches wider on the Gillio. So my last video, I shared the unboxing of the Filofax. So I'm going to start here with the Gillio. I'm not sure what I've shared with this. I do have another video coming because I'm going to do something magical with this one. I ordered this from the Buy Sell Trade. And again, when I unbox these, I have to mention this has a very sturdy lid covered box, as well as the Filofax that I shared in the last one. But as I mentioned before, the Gillio has a cloth dust bag. It's drawstring. It's very fancy and gorgeous. Some glitter gold lettering there. And I did actually carry one of my dust bags in my tote as I was trying to protect our baby, the leather, on my personal wide that I was carrying. So I'm going to move the box out of the way, and I may have to adjust my camera a bit as I open these. So here is the Gillio A5, and first off, I'm going to mention it has some inserts in it, but they did not come in this. The Gillio comes blank. You have to add your own inserts. I just tucked these in here because I took them from another A5 planner that I had, and I was considering using them, and I really like the color scheme here, how it worked. So they're not in the rings because I have a project to do with the rings, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. But I just want to talk about the ring size. These are 25 millimeter rings. You have an option of getting 30, but this one has 25 millimeter. And again, even with the inserts in, it is a soft enough, floppy enough leather that it bends, like the Gillio that I shared, and I'll do that again. But it's not so floppy that it doesn't have structure. When you do open it, let me tuck this aside for a bit. I shared this in my other video. So there's a little bubble pouch right here, right next to the rings on the A5 leather. And again, as I explained in the Malden, it was the weight of the paper that was pulling the rings this way. All the weight of the paper was on one side, so it was pulling the rings. But if you even out the paper and the weight, it will lay flat, if that's a concern for you. I want to open the Malden before I go to a side-by-side comparison. I don't know if the room will allow me to do that, but I would like to, as I'm talking, say, hey, this is about this one and this is about the other. So here's the Filofax. Every time I say that, I get it wrong because I just want to mix up all my words. The Filofax Malden. There we go. Slow down, Marcy. Again, that sturdy structured box that I talked about earlier. I did repackage this because it's a new purchase. It did come with inserts. The Gillio does not come with inserts. You have the option, however, of purchasing inserts when you do order your Gillio from Belgium, from the company. You do have the option of purchasing some inserts. But if you're like most and me, I do like to purchase mine on Etsy or from makers and print and cut them, the ones that I like to use. So this one did come with a 2020 because we're nearing the end, and I just ordered this. And so again, you can see the comparison in the packaging. This paper cloth and the plastic protective cover is how the Malden is shipped. The Gillios are shipped in their protective box and just their cloth dust bag. So there is our first difference. And I'm going to actually, let me close them side by side. So you can see the straps. This has a narrow strap. This is a wider strap. They both have one pen or one popper for snapping. And of course, this color in Malden is ochre. Gillio has a selection of browns, not always available though. You, if there's something you want, you have to wait for it to become available. Otherwise, look on the BST and try to find one. This happens to be the dark brownie polka leather. And the ochre, I did anticipate this to be darker when I received it, but it's kind of almost like a caramel. I would call this a caramel color, but it will patina, it will darken. If I stack these together side by side, be mindful that the Gillio does have 25mm rings and the Malden does have 30mm rings, so there's more girth here in the width for the rings, but they're basically about the same size here in width, top to bottom. It'll be difficult for me, but I'm going to try to give you an open measurement. Also, well, we'll talk about that in a moment. So I'm going to get over here on 0, and I'm going to say that the open flat surface of the Gillio, can we see this, is 16 inches. And that's the Gillio A5. The open flat surface of the Malden is 16.5. So it's open and laying flat. It's about a 1/2 inch wider. The Malden does have 2 pin loops, but they are very tight pin loops to hold small instruments, and they do not stretch. There's no elastic. The Gillio does have 1 pin loop, and you have the option of getting the Gillio branded pin. The Gillio pin loop, even though this model only has 1, it does have elastic, so it will stretch to accommodate larger pins. Okay, in the Gillio Campagna, there is a flap, a long pocket here, 1, 2, 3, 4 card pockets, this angled pocket, and a secretarial pocket in the front. The Malden has the long zipper and another long pocket behind it, and it also has 1, 2, 3, 4 card pockets, and then a very deep long pocket in the front. So the difference here is the zipper being in the front. If we turn to the back, we find that the Gillio has its zippered pocket in the back with another long pocket and another secretarial pocket there for us. If you turn the Malden to the back, you only find a top loading pocket here, which would be great to insert the back tab of a notepad. And it does come with all the inserts and this vinyl top loading pocket. Okay. This comes with no inserts. Of course, we already talked about that. Everything in the back. It does come with a leather flyleaf that is pleasing to the eye. I love it. I love the leather flyleaf. The Malden, however, comes with the Filofax flyleaf, and it's a plastic material, solid on the back, and says Filofax. Good gravy. Filofax wording, decor, symbols on the front. Okay, and then also the Malden comes with the tabbed dividers. It comes with an assortment of writing paper that you can experiment with, and a full year of a week on 2-page weeklies. So for the full year 2021, and of course my special order did come with the extra insert packet, and that's not always the case, but it was noted on my order. Sometimes you'll get noted that you'll receive a pen, sometimes a jot pad, and since we're nearing the end, I guess they needed to get rid of some of these weeklies, but this is a 2020 week on 2 pages, and it was included in my order, so I appreciate that. The Malden Filofax paper is a cream color. It does have a smooth texture, and I don't have any writing samples in here yet. I will try to attempt that in another video. This is just protective packing. It's like a paper cloth to protect the rings and the inside leather. The Malden does not have a large back pocket on the A5 size, which I shared in my last video, that my Malden personal pocket size had the large back pocket like the A5 here, and I just adore this. This is such a great feature for receipts or papers that don't fit in your secretarial, that are not yet punched with your 6-hole punch to fit in your ring. So I really do favor this option on this Gillio planner. Okay, if I tuck it all up and snap it, I'm trying to think of another difference I could point out. We can look at the back covers. I really think this is a cute, exquisite design here too. The contrasting stitching with the Malden is fabulous. There's one thing here to note, that if we look closely, there's like this edging is bent over and sewn. I did have two other Maldens in 2018, a personal pocket. I never had any fraying or any issues with any distortion in that. Look at the texture and the shine on this leather. It's glorious to touch, and it will patina and darken over time. So just quick look at the back cover. It does have this sewn seam, which reinforces the back, and we saw the inside of that, where the top loading pocket for the notepad was here. On the back of the Gillio, it looks like the front of the Gillio. Okay, and they're both gorgeous. What I like, I really adore, I would say, floppy leather, softer leathers. I don't like stiff things. That I'll share in another video that I have. I really enjoy having something that when I pick up, it kind of melts in your hand. It has a form. You can enjoy rubbing it. You can enjoy bending it. You can enjoy holding it and hugging it. Okay. In our COVID world, there's not a lot of things that we get to enjoy touching right now, since everything is just like off limits. But my planner is so on limits for me. And I do believe this is it for sharing my comparison on my A5 Gillio Campagna in dark brown, a polka leather, and my A5 Malden. So again, I hope that I was able to provide some info. Whenever I want to buy something, I'll look on YouTube and try to look for people's videos. And this is not anything that I was able to find. So I just kind of had to venture out on my own, purchase it, give it a try. And so of course I want to share with you. In case you have those same questions about which one might be for you, I will not quote the price, but I will say that the Filofax Malden was 1/3 the price of the Gillio. So if you're interested and you look on their websites, this can be purchased on Amazon. It can be purchased at shop.filofax.com. This can be purchased at on BSTs or Marketplace, and also the Gillio, I believe it's Gillio.eu. It's the Belgian website where they are made. So I hope I provided some beneficial information for you if you're in a decision-making process in choosing your next A5 planner. I appreciate the minutes you spend with me. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye. Friends, there is one thing I forgot to mention, the difference in comparison in the Gillio and the Filofax. The Gillio does come with replaceable rings. They don't have any screws or anything. There is a trick to replacing them, and I'm going to make a video when I actually do this, because I did order a replacement set of rings for the Gillio. These are the 25mm in silver. Also, when you order your Gillio, if you order it from the Gillio company, you can request gold or silver rings. If you order from BST and you'd later like to change, you can change your color by ordering gold or silver. The Filofax Malden does not have replaceable rings. They are riveted in, and also these are larger 30mm rings, so they're going to hold more, but they have rivets to attach the rings to the planners. So if you try to remove these, if they're damaged and you try to replace them, there's basically no replacing. I would love to see somebody work a miracle on that. But you have to remove these rivets, which entails damaging the rings. And after that, you could possibly place, I don't know, it's something I'll have to investigate. You could possibly replace the rings with something else, but you would have to cut your leather because the rivets go through here. They do not show through on the back. There is another style of Filofax. I believe it's the original, and the rivets are here on the back, so you could replace them and everything without damaging the leather or having to cut into your seams. So because this is a 2-ply leather. Anyway, forgot to mention that in the original video, so I just want to make a quick insert. Again, wishing you blessings.